Hey friends, it's Jana with Stampin' Ink with Jana. Welcome to our weekly paper crafting class. I have created 3 fun projects for you today. If you're watching the replay on my blog, Facebook, or YouTube and you would like to skip all the chit chat, please skip ahead about 1 to 2 minutes. If you enjoy today's projects, please comment, like, and share. Thanks for watching.
So what we're doing today, we are working with the Simply Zinnia Bundle. So the bundle is a stamp set and a set of dies, which I feel like I'm missing some. I am. I'm missing a big die. Oh, it's over here. Stuck in my I was putting everything together today and it was stuck in here. So there's a die. So it's the stamp set and the dies. Okay. It's an online exclusive. So if you go to my website and you go to shop, you can click down, you can dive down into the tabs where it says online exclusives. You can go to shop and then shop online exclusives and it will show up. And we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with this card right here. It's the simplest of the 3. I'm going to move these right up here. Sorry, excuse the arm reach. But this card, I have to show you. This card uses this sheet of paper from the paper pack. And this sheet of paper, I actually cut it in half. So if you cut this in half and you cut it 4 this way, you're going to get, because it's a 12 by 12 sheet, you can make 6 cards out of this one sheet of paper. So, and it's pretty. And this is what the other side looks like. Okay. So I already have everything cut here. I do have, I will have a tutorial and I send it out via email. So if you want the tutorial, you can sign up for my email list. You can also go to my blog and sign up for that, or I can post a link here on this Facebook Live later. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my seal, my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to move this right here. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, this is a piece of Granny Apple Green, and then we're going to take our layer of our Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to glue this down. Get this going with my thumb real quick. I'm using our Stampin' Seal to just run some adhesive along the back, and we're going to layer this over the top here. Okay, and then I'm going to, should have a small, all right. This is going to go on the inside. We can go ahead and do that really quick. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm having a bit of trouble with my fingernails here. Having a hard time picking this stuff up. Okay, so I'm going to run a line of Stampin' Seal across this smaller piece of Designer Series paper here. And then I'm just going to stick it to the bottom of the card. And that is a little long on this side, so I'm going to take my snips and just kind of snip it off. Okay, we're going to take our Stampin' Seal again and just run some adhesive along the back of this piece of, it's basic white thick cardstock. It's a little thicker than just the regular basic white. Kind of gives your card some weight. And we're going to put that right on the inside of the card. I'm going to take and fold it and burnish my edges really well. Then I'm going to I need to grab a small piece of Whisper White cardstock so we can stamp. I already have my stamps mounted, so these are what we're going to be using today. All right, I'm going to take this one and my Memento black ink. It's Tuxedo Black. I'm going to open this up and we're going to stamp the sentiment, thank you so much. See if I right. I don't want to get my head in the camera. Okay, there we go. Grab my chamois here and I'm going to clean off my stamp really quick. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. Remove these. I just put these out there and now I'm moving them. Put this away. If y'all hear the dogs go crazy, it's because UPS showed up and I've got to sign for this package that's coming today. I'm just afraid he's supposed to deliver between 11:30 and 3:30 today, and I know he's going to come and the dogs are going to go crazy. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down to about 3 1/4 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to put it on my trimmer and I'm going to cut as much of it off as I can. Maybe down to like 3/4 of an inch. Perfect. Then I've got our banner punch and I'm going to take and just run this through here. You're going to put it into the slot. And snip your end. Okay. Land it on my shirt. Okay. Like I said, I didn't have any green ribbon, any current green ribbon, so I'm using retired ribbon, and I will put a piece of this ribbon in your class kit for you. I'm going to do hold please. The weather here is so horrible. It is hot and muggy and overcast and just yuck. I hope wherever you're at, you're having better weather than we are. Well, goodness gracious. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and trim that and be done. Okay, I'm going to tie our bow. Since it's not stuck down in the back, we can move our ribbon however we want. So okay, I'm going to snip this off here using my paper snips. Snip that off there. And then I'm going to move it all the way over to the edge. Right about there. This ribbon, I love it. It's just, you can train it to go however you want it. But today is not going to do what I want it to do. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Do you ever do that? Start a project and then you don't like how it turns out, so you want to change everything? That's how today's going for me. I think I'm just going to tie a knot. There we go. Much better, much better. Okay. Now I'm going to grab a glue dot. Use my pick tool. Grab a glue dot, and I'm going to stick this glue dot right under that ribbon so it won't move. And then we can put our sentiment right there with some dimensionals, which are right here. Okay, now I'm going to use some mini dimensionals because I'm afraid that's going to sit right on top of that ribbon and it's going to come loose. So I'm going to put some little baby dimensionals right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put some seal on the back of this. I think I'm going to use one more glue dot right there. We had a dinner for a friend of mine last night. I cooked yesterday and I'm exhausted. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and layer this right on top. We're going to leave 1/8 of an inch of the Melon Mambo card base showing. Then we'll take our sentiment and we're going to put it right here on the top with our dimensionals. And I'm going to grab some rhinestones, some rhinestone embellishments, and we're going to fancy up the card just a little bit with some rhinestones. What do you think? And there you go. There's card 1. And the inside, I like to finish off the insides of my cards. I just think it makes them look so pretty. All right. So there's number 1. See the difference in the ribbon? It's just a little lighter in color. Okay. So we're going to go on to card number 2. We're going to do a Melon Mambo card. It's a little, the last one has a lot of coloring with the markers, with the Stampin' Blends. So I'm going to leave that for last. Okay. So this one we have a Melon Mambo card base, and like I said, if I'm not going to do measurements because they're all going to be in the PDF, and if you want the PDF for the cards, to sign up for my email, sign up on my email list, go to my blog, stampedaninc.com, and there's on the sidebar, you can scroll down and there's a place where you can join the email list. And if you join the email list, I send these PDFs out. I will send the PDFs out every week. Okay? Or you can send me an email and say, hey, I'd like to have the PDF for those cards that we made on the 10th. Okay, so we have a Melon Mambo card base, and we're going to go ahead and fold that in half and burnish it. I think the card bases are 4, I'll give you the measurements for the card base. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this piece layers on top. It is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay. And then this one will layer on top, and it is 5, I think it's 5 3, it's 4 by 5 1/4, I believe. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put all of that together. We're going to layer those on top of each other real quick. I'm going to use some seal, and we'll just so it leaves an 1/8 of an inch border of the card base. And then you have, this is the other side of the cardstock. It's double-sided, so this has like a zinnia print on it, and the other side has like a little starburst. And it's, I think this one is Melon Mambo and Real Red on top of the Melon Mambo. And then the back side with the little starburst is, the background color is Real Red, and the starburst are Melon Mambo. Is that the right way? I want to make sure all my flowers are facing upwards instead of upside down. Have you ever done that? Put a project together and then got finished and it was upside down? I have. I put an entire card together last night, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't find it. And it was way over on the other side of my desk with some other stuff. It was crazy. Okay. I got some, I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. Do a little housekeeping. Okay, I'm going to cut, I need about a 4, we're going to use this stamp set, and we're going to stamp the image on some Whisper White cardstock, or some white cardstock. So I need a piece big enough for this, and I'm going to do like 4 1/4. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to use Melon Mambo ink, and I'm going to ink up my image. With the bigger images, I like to take the ink to the stamp like this rather than the stamp to the ink pad, because I just feel like you have more control over where the ink is going, and you have less, you see how this is getting on the edges here of the stamp? You have more control over where your ink is at. All right. It doesn't matter that I'm stamping this on the diagonal because we're going to cut it out. Oh, look, that's smeared. Well, that one's going in the garbage. So I hope that you guys all have good plans for Mother's Day this weekend. I think we're going to, I haven't asked my mom yet, so Mom, if you're watching, we're going to do steaks here for dinner or lunch on Mother's Day. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That's better. All right, let's close this up a little bit. I'm going to set that aside and let it dry while I clean my stamp off. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine. Whoop. I'm going to, I hope I have enough room here. Let me see. We'll do it this way. Okay, I zoomed out a little bit so y'all could see what I was doing. All right, so we're going to use, see, I did it again. There it is. I thought I lost my stamp set. So we're going to take the bigger die cut from the dies. Uh-oh. And cut out our flower. Okay, make sure I have all my plates. So I'm just going to take and line up my die with my flower image and make sure it's good. I'm going to grab some Post-it note tape. So if I use the Post-it note tape to hold that die down, it won't move while I'm trying to cut it. All right, here we go. Go ahead and run this through. Set this aside. Okay. And there we go. There's our stamped image, or our cutout image. Isn't that pretty? Put that away. Okay, then I'm going to grab my, I need my cut and emboss again, and another piece of cardstock for, well, I've lost it. Huh. Okay, here they are, right here. Right there, right there. I'm using the Deckled Edges dies. They come graduating dies. So I'm going to use that. And I'm tripping over my stool. Move that out of the way. Grab a piece of cardstock. Go ahead and cut this one out. Sorry for the shaky camera. Okay. I swear, I'm gonna lose my head today. I can't remember where I put anything. Put this over here. All right. So here we have one of the deckled rectangles. I'm going to go ahead and layer that. I'm going to put another piece of ribbon. I'm going to use, I thought about trying this one on it earlier instead of the white. Let's do that, see what that looks like. What do you think? It doesn't hurt to change it, right? Okay. Get my paper snips. Snip. Tie a knot. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. There we go. Sorry, it's my alarm telling me it's time to take my dog outside. We have another she's a little rat terrier, Jack Russell Chihuahua mix. And we lost Sasha. It's been what, 2 weeks now since we lost her. Well, we didn't lose her. She passed away. She was my companion for a very long time, and I loved her. But Penny showed up on our doorsteps about 2 years after Sasha showed up. And so Penny had been with Sasha since her first day on the farm. And so she's a little dog. I don't even know where she's at right now. She's probably in the living room on the sofa. But she doesn't make she does not require a lot, let's put it that way. She is very just happy being by herself. She's, I guess you would call introvert. Is it possible to have introverted dogs? I don't know. But she does not require a lot of attention. She frankly doesn't like the attention. So I have to remind myself, because I forget. And it's not that I forget about her, but I just don't want to with everything. I'll get busy, and if Sasha needed something, she would come and get you and tell you. And Penny is not that dog. She is definitely, if she needs to go out, she'll come and bark at you, but if it's anything else like that, I just feel like I need to keep track of her, I'm going to move. I feel like I'm getting out of frame here. All right. I'm going to use some dimensionals, some Stampin' Dimensionals to put the zinnia down onto the card front. And Then we'll finish out the inside. We'll finish it off with some bling. And then we'll finish off the inside with a sentiment, and we'll be done with this one. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I'm going to cut, don't think I'm crazy, but I'm going to cut just a little snip here and a snip here for the legs of this little zinnia, because I want it to stick up too, and I just feel like it doesn't have anything reinforcing it, you know? Right down here. And right there. Okay. Take the backs off of these. I love Stampin' Dimensionals. I use a ton of them on everything. Oh, see, I like it with the gingham better. What do y'all think? I'll show you the original in just a second. Okay, now I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. I'm going to put a glue dot right on the back of this one here. And then we're going to layer some dimensionals here. Ooh, ouch. You could put it this way. I just like it straight up and down. It's completely up to you. I like it with the gingham. Okay, so let's finish off the inside of the card. We should have, let me see. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see, how did I finish off? Oh, this one I used birthday wishes for the inside of this, and then a piece of the DSP for the inside. But I think we'll change this one up a little bit, and we're going to use, no, you know what, I need a few birthday cards. I'm going to go ahead and use the birthday. Alright, and this birthday sentiment is from the Simply Said stamp set. It's just a good, it's a good sentiment stamp set to have in your toolbox. Alright, so I'm going to set that aside there. We are going to do Melon Mambo. And we're going to go ahead and just do birthday wishes right there at the top. Alright. I need a small... Trim of paper right here. I'm going to use Tom Ball glue for this one. It's multi-adhesive liquid glue, right? Is that how you say that? Yeah. mono glue is what they call it, or it's what the bottle says. Gives you a little play in your, so so that way if it's not completely centered, I can just move it around a little bit. And I think, oh, that was right. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I just need to put some adhesive on the back of this. Layer it right there in the center of the inside of our card. Oh, just look at that. Got too much glue on it. All right, well, when it dries, I can get it off with a pencil eraser. All right. And I think, let's see, I'm going to use, do I have pearls already open? I'm looking through my embellishment stash. I think we'll use some pearls on this one. What do you think? We'll just do it a little bit different. And a smaller one. Right there. Okay, this is going to bother me. Throw those over there. So here's the original. Can you see that? There's the original. The inside says birthday with it, wishes, with it. Can't talk today either. And then here's the one we made today. What do you think? Gingham? Gingham or the iridescent ribbon? I kind of like the gingham. All right, so there are those. Okay, now we are going to get ready for, I need to clean my stamp set. Let me do a little housekeeping here. Clear the deck. Okay, so we're going to use, this is our next project. We're going to do this card right here. And with this one, we're going to stamp the images and then stamp the zinnia and color it and then assemble the card, and then we'll do a little bit of heat embossing here. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and start with our zinnia, and we're going to stamp and color. I think I'm going to see if I have a, all right, I do, right here. Okay, so we're going to use Memento black ink and stamp our large zinnia image. Zinnia image. Ooh, let me turn that down, sorry. Oh, I hope that wasn't giving background noise the whole time I was talking. See? It's all trial and error, right? You have to remember, like I talked for 20 minutes with the microphone turned off, and then I had to start over. Trial and error. Okay. We're going to set this aside. And let's go ahead and do our heat embossing. I'm going to grab my heat gun and my embossing buddy and my white embossing paper, or my white embossing powder. Move this out of the way. And then I'm going to grab my Versamark. So my Versamark ink pad here. Where's the stamp? Did I put it up? Okay, what did I do with it? I did. I put it up last night. Or yesterday. Here we go. I'm going to grab this out of here. Let me mount this on a block really quick. Okay. I'm going to take my embossing buddy and I'm going to, so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry, let me adjust this for you. Okay, that's better. All right, so I'm going to take the Versamark and I'm going to, it's a clear, it's like a glue. It's like glitter and glue is what heat embossing is. So you take your sticky ink pad. I'm going to use my embossing buddy real quick and run it over the bottom so that none of my embossing powder sticks. It's going to leave like almost like a chalk residue. Maybe it is a chalk residue. Okay, let's do this one more time. Oh, better turn that right side up. And then I'm going to stamp the image, stamp the sentiment right here towards the bottom. Then I'm going to close this up so I don't get any of this on there. I'm going to take my white heat embossing powder and just sprinkle it right over the top of there. I'm going to do it one more time just for good measure. Flip the paper. Okay. Hopefully this will reach. Yep. Okay. Wrap this so it doesn't melt and you can see what I'm doing. Turn my heat gun on. Okay. That's not clear embossing powder. It's just, what was that? It's clear embossing powder. So instead of the white, it just it embossed it clear. So you can see the image says clear. It's just clear and you can see it. Can you see that? I wonder it wasn't coming up as white. It's still pretty. Okay. This is how we learn, right? All right, I'm going to set this aside and leave it to dry. All right. So I'm going to take my flour and we're going to use our Stampin' Blends to color. We're going to use, so Stampin' Up gives, when they have images that you can color, they're lined images. You can see how some of the images are dark, like some of the lines are darker than the others. Where the darker lines are at, that's where your darker colors should be with your markers. That's how I do it. My mom always says you're supposed to look at it like the sun is shining down on it, and that's where your shadow is going to be. So that's where all the darker lines are. So if you think about if you're in the sun, you're outside and you see how the shadows sit on the flowers, or anything for the trees, whatever, that's how you should color it. So I'm going to start with the dark berry burst. I think I'm going to use berry burst and flamingo, flirty flamingo. We'll see how it turns out. I used berry burst and blackberry bliss on the other card. So let me see if I can zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. And make sure I'm staying in the, okay. I start with the dark color first because when you use the light color on top of it, it will blend the colors. So the darks won't seem as harsh and it looks more like shading instead. And then if you have a line where you think it has too much, or like last night I was coloring and I went totally out of the lines. I colored outside of the lines. Sometimes that's a good thing, right? But I colored outside the lines. You just use your color lifter to to take some of the color off. It's almost like a bleach pen for your markers. Okay. Now I'm going to use this is going to be a bright flower. You see how it just kind of blends the colors together? If you get outside the lines a little bit, it's okay, because we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this out with a die. All right, so I'm gonna go inside. Sorry if you hear me digging through my. We're gonna go on the inside with dark lemon lolly. Yes. We're going to color these with some dark lemon lolly, and right inside here then I'm going to color light lemon lolly on the little, the little sprigs or whatever it is that's usually inside the flowers, right? Okay. I need to touch that up real quick. All right. So I'm going to grab my cut and emboss again. Go ahead and zoom out. Okay, I'm going to grab the large flower die from the die set. We're going to use this one right here. Here. Like I said, if you want the PDF for the projects that we're doing today in the kit, then you can sign up for my email list, and I will send the PDF out to you. I send the PDF so that you guys can have the instructions on how to make the cards. If you would like the kits, there you can place a $35 order on my online store, and I will send you the card kit for free. And you can make your own beautiful cards. And hopefully you won't lose all your stuff like I keep doing. Here we go. Look, we've used every single stamp in this stamp set so far. All right, I'm going to set this aside right over here to my right. Hopefully I won't forget what I did with it. So go ahead and start layering. Actually, let's finish up this front piece, and then that way we can set it aside. So I'm going to take my zinnia, and it's going to go here. I'm going to take the image, it's the leaf image, because we need a color. I'm going to put it right about here. I'm going to stamp it use my Memento ink. The markers that I'm using are alcohol based, and so you want to use your Memento because it is good with alcohol based markers. Okay. We have alcohol based and water based markers. Our Stampin' Right markers, the Stampin' Right markers are water based, just like the ink pads are water based. What happened? I just got something funky on my screen. Hang on. Let me check and make sure the UPS guy's not here. Sorry, guys. I wasn't expecting this to be delivered today. Okay, yeah, there's nobody outside. Sorry about that. Hold, please. All right. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. I'm going to get a drink of water. It's right back here. Need a drink real quick? Okay. Oh. All right. Let's get this started. So we're going to use Old Olive markers to color the stem, okay? We're going to go this one. I had a little trouble staying in the lines because my eye was really tired. I can talk more about that during our other classes, but I have a prosthetic cornea. I had some trouble with my eyes, and last year I had a cornea transplant done, and the doctor put in a plastic cornea. And so I have a little trouble sometimes focusing with my right eye. But I'm not going to let it stop me from crafting because I love to craft. Okay. So that we went in with the dark Old Olive, and now I'm going to color the rest of it with the light Old Olive. When I do fine work, our markers have two different tips. They have like a brush tip and a bullet tip. So you can see the bullet tip is here, and the brush tip is different. Can you see how they're different? So when I do like the outlining, I will use the bullet tip. And when I do the fill-in, I like to use the brush tip. It's just all personal preference. If you guys have any trouble with the sound or have any suggestions on how the videos can be better, just feel free to send me a message, because I'm trying hard just to get better daily. All right, now I need linen thread, and I thought I had it all out here. Apparently not. I thought it was prepared today. Well, what can we use instead? Let's see. Here's some. I'll just use some twine. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Stampin' Dimensionals and put the zinnia down. Go. I'm going to have to get me something to sit right here in front of me to put like my dimensionals and all that stuff, you know, so I don't keep losing everything. I do have a cute little trash can over here that it was the box that our dishwasher pods came in, and I just took a Ziploc bag and cut the zipper part off of it and stuck that down inside the little box. Okay, we're going to put it about that close right there. And then we're going to grab our twine. Cut that off. And I think I'm going to wrap this around a few times. Yeah, I gotta have enough. Okay, let's try that one more time. I am just failing with the bows today. Okay, well, we'll do this instead. So I'm going to take this and just kind of tuck it up under the I can't get the little my fingers just aren't working today. There we go. Good. Good, good, good. Yay, I got one. You ever feel like that? Small victories, right? Okay. Now I'm going to snip this off, and I'm going to snip it off down here just a little bit. Okay, set that aside, and we're going to finish assembling our card. Okay, so I'm going to take all my pieces out here. I'm going to burnish that. Okay. Take my glue. I'm going to put this here. See, this is why we use the Tombow adhesive. Is everybody still there? Are we still on? Okay. All right, so we have this piece, and then we're going to take this piece. This is the back side of this pattern paper, and I just love it. It's like a, I don't know, what do you call this? Not herringbone, but it's the double-sided paper. So you'll get these pieces in your kit as well. Okay. And this is Highland Heather and Berry Burst are these two. So take that, and we're going to put these here. We're going to layer this one right about there. Then take our Stampin' Dimensionals. Oops. Oh, this light. I guess I'm tired. Maybe I should have had a nap today. We have 2 other dogs, bigger dogs. I'm wondering if my husband left them in after he left for lunch today. Pretty! Okay, so we're going to finish off the inside of the card with a basic white layer. Just put some adhesive on that. Here you go. There are those 2. Zoom out a little bit. So we have those for today. So there's our cards for today. If you have any questions, like I said, you can always send me an email, send me a message here on Facebook. If you would like the card kits for our projects today, place a $35 order in my online store, and I will send you all of the kits. I can't send stamped images, but I can send you everything, all the other pieces that you need to assemble your projects. And I will see you next week. Have a great weekend and happy Mother's Day, everyone.